Yo, what it is, Petey Grizz here. Got some new knives this week, and I'm pretty excited about it. Let me set this bass guitar down, because I don't want to hold the damn thing all day. Alright, got that thing out of the way. Alright, so what do we got here? I got a couple of cool little vintage Swiss Army knives. First of all, what the hell was that? Here we go. Right now is a Ambassador without a key ring. Oh my God, look at that. This is an earlier one with the early beginning of that when they switched from nickel silver to stainless steel. Got the toothpick on the back. Got the aluminum tip tweezers on the front. Love it. These ambassadors and executives are some of my favorite little companion knives, keychain knives, backup knives. They're just the right size for me. You can do a little more with the blade. It's a little longer than the 58s, but you still get the great nail file, and the scissors are a great size too. So let's check her out. We get the blade. Man, got the vertical 4-line tank stamp, Victorinox, Switzerland, stainless, rust fry. Blade is, you can do plenty with that blade. There is not much you can't do with that blade, you know. Obviously, it's not going to do any huge jobs for a little whittling, opening packages, cutting up some fruit, whatever. All them old school knife guy things. That's just a great little blade. Next, we've got my most important feature as a bass player, the nail file. And as Tobias would say, the stippled nail file. Thank you again for that word, because that is the best way to describe it. I like this texture. I like the vintage crosscut files, then the stippled files, and then I don't really like the modern crosscut files, but this is a great file. It does the job, but it's not too coarse. It doesn't tear your fingers up and cause split ends like those coarse modern files. So, great little file. And if you can see, it's actually made from the blank of the smaller blades for the 74 millimeter. So, let me take out a blade on an executive right here. And you can see they actually use the same blank. It's just the blade is ground down and the file is not. That is basically, they pop that blank out, they punch that blank out of a sheet of metal, and then they somehow grind that stippled surface into it. Very cool. Then we've got the piece de la resistance, the scissors. I had to put a new spring in these scissors because the old one was broken, which is so common, especially on these 74s and the 58s with this single leaf spring. And these are great little scissors. They're a great size. You know, they can handle anything from cutting a loose thread off your suit jacket to opening an envelope. I don't know, whatever you do with scissors. Cutting up a sheet of blotter paper for whatever reason you might be needing to cut them into little tiny squares for. And there you go, the Ambassador. Next, we've got here, this just came in yesterday. She's a beaut. Love that bail. Love that awl. When I say awl, I'm only referring to this type of implement. When I say reamer, I'm talking about the hidden, what other people call an awl, but it's not really an awl, it's a reamer. There's the awl, the European style awl. The nickel silver shield has an ever so subtle patina, gold patina to it. Outstanding. Great little knife. You can see the scales have shrunk a little bit. You can see the edge of the liner sticking out, but they're still in great shape. No cracks. One little chip there. Nothing to worry about though. Got the infamous 5-turn corkscrew with the decorative fluting. delightful. That will open any bottle of wine, no trouble. Except maybe some of them new ones with the stupid rubber corks. Those rubber corks got to go. I had to open one of them the other day for my lady friend, and I was not having a great time doing it. I ended up reaching in the drawer and pulling out one of these, the lever action corkscrews, because it just sucked. Then we've got that awl, the exposed awl, the European style awl, whatever you want to call it by any name. It's fantastic. A little bit of point to the end, but not too needle-like. Some of the awls on some knives go a little too needle-like, which will subject them to break, but this is perfect for punching holes in leather. You don't need a super sharp tip, but you do need a durable tip, because you're usually going to be punching leather down on top of a table or something like that, and you don't want to break the tip off in the table. Notice the nickel-silver liners. Then we've got the opening layer. Bong bong. Got our cap lifter screwdriver, no stripping notch. Got the exposed rivets. Can you tell something's different about this guy? The can opener's on the other side. So this is an old one. Then we get the bottle openers on the other side. Can opener. That's a cap lifter, dummy. Oh no, we've got the Victorinox patented lobster claw safety style can opener. They only used this can opener from 1946 to 1951, a brief 5 years. And as you will read online, no, they did not necessarily sell this patent to Wenger. Wenger's design is quite different, and there were already multiple lobster claw type can openers patented on the market, so there was no need for them to do that. And it's not even it's not an identical copy anyway. It's quite different. So, but works well. The problem is with this can opener, you don't get the screwdriver function. You don't get the ability to drive Phillips screws. I mean, you might be able to get some tiny ones with that, but I think that would be frustrating if nothing else. We've got the clip blade. Love the clip blade. Bit wasted away, definitely been sharpened, definitely been loved. This came to me, this was pretty rough. The surface was just super rough, like somebody had sharpened it with a brick, but I brought it up to a reasonable amount of polish. I didn't worry about some of the deeper gouges, but I got probably about 95% of them out and put a nice shine on it. Took it up to 5,000 grit and then hit it with some flits. Bong bong, look at that, bam. Then we've got the big boy blade. Look at that guy. Certainly seen some love over the years. And this has never been broken. It's just that's how they wear down if you keep sharpening. Still sharp, still pops hairs on my arm. I put a nice edge on this one. I love putting a little slight convex edge on it. We've got the Army Swiss with the cross. Fantastic. And on the back, we've got Victoria, Switzerland, stainless, the 3-line tang stamp. This tang stamp is predates the 4-line tang stamp. So, very cool. Love this blade, love this knife. Everything's nice and tight. A little bit of wiggle there, but that's nothing to worry about on a knife that's, 80 plus years old. So, super cool knife. Great having the bail on it, the nickel silver bail, nickel silver pins, nickel silver everywhere. Love it, beauty. Then we've got this guy right here, a little 234K U. The U designates the bail, K designates the German word for klein or small. Little guy. Later on, this would come to be known as the tourist model. So, we've got 5-line tang stamp. Now, we've also gone up to aluminum liners. No more nickel silver liners at this point. We've got the awl. Again, got a beefy enough yet sharp point. Fantastic for punching holes in leather, which is exactly what it was designed to do. Notice the little cutout area to make pulling the awl out even easier. Great little bail. This one has brass pins with the nickel silver bail. Outstanding. Then we've got now the cap lifter. Notice the cap lifter is now on the left instead of the right, and has a slight sharpened edge to it. They kind of made this a better, steeper angle later on, but it's like they started it and then started improving it. But you can definitely tell somebody took a few swipes on a little grinder there to put a little edge on it. Very cool. Then we've got something pretty interesting over here. Wow, a can opener. I know, what's so interesting about the can opener? Well, if you look really close, it's kind of faded out and worn off from polishing or just wear, but has the U.S. Patent Pending stamp. So that dates this knife to the very early 50s. This can opener was introduced in 51, and they supposedly, according to online resources that I can find, they would have used the stamp from about 51 to 53. So very cool. Later on, they would switch to, once the patent was approved, it had the Swiss cross with the word PAT, pat, put on it. But this is before they were approved for the patent, I assume. Then we've got the clip blade. Nice full clip blade. Not much wear to it. Little wear, but still in great shape. Nice shine to it. Looks fantastic. Gotta love that. And then we've got the big boy blade. And if you notice, it's got an etch in it. Zulauf Langenthal. Zulauf was a family-owned cutler or Messerschmied in the town of Langenthal, Switzerland. Very cool. I love finding these knives with these stamps, you know. It just gives them a little touch of, you know, it almost, you can almost, like, you know, imagine being in that little Swiss town back in the 1950s when this was bought. And that's just so cool. It also has the 3-line tang stamp. Victorinox, Switzerland, stainless. Oh my God. Down on the back. Now here's what's got me a little stumped right now. We've got the Victoria Officier with the crossbow. Thing is, according to all the sources on MTO, SacWiki, whatever, this was used from 1957 to 1973. However, then we've got a can opener that dates it to 1951 to 1953. So they either used this stamp earlier, which is very possible. You know, there's some discrepancies in the dating on those charts, or they used the U.S. patent can openers for later than they had to. Got a little chip right there, a little crack right there. Nothing big deal. I might glue it down. I'll probably just leave it alone. I'm not going to be carrying this guy. But she's a beaut. And a great snap. I mean, this knife's action is great. It was a tad loose when I got it, but I gave it a couple raps with the ball peen hammer and tightened that guy right up. Tell you what, man, when you do these guys here, you got to have nerves of steel. Because if you miss, you are going to crack that handle, and then you were better off just leaving it alone. I see this little melted spot here. I believe sometimes you'll see the shields kind of pop up a little bit. I think somebody melted the plastic to push the shield back down. I'm not too worried about the shield's in there good anyway. It's not coming up now. That, or sometimes you see people have this on a table and lean a cigarette against it or something, because I've seen cigarette burn marks in plenty of them too. So that very well could be what it is, but I suspect it's the former. Anyway, so this little guy is one of my favorites right now. Another one that was in the trade deal with my buddy Frank. Frank, thanks again, and I really appreciate it. It's an outstanding little knife, really cool, and having that U.S. patent pending can opener takes a big check mark off of my collection list, because I've been looking for one of them for quite a while, and I'm very happy to have it. Anyway, that's it for now. Petey Grizz out.